to yet another video on my channel, and today I come to you in not the best of places. I was doing really good for probably the last 2 weeks. That's what it seems like it is always, is 2 weeks of really good, or so I think it's really good, and then crash and burn with grief, PTSD, anxiety, depression, whatever it is. I was diagnosed with all those things a couple months ago, and I've been doing a ton of therapy and trying to remain adherent to my treatment regimen. So that involves, meditations, 12-step meetings to work on my sobriety, self-care, baths, exercise, eating right, the whole works, essential oils, all the different things that one can do to try to relax the mind, to get into that mindful state of things. And admittedly, I was also kind of diagnosed with a personality trait disorder, which is called industrious overfocused. I may have referenced it in other videos, but basically what it is, it can happen in a social life, it can also happen at home. And before all of this, and since February of 2017, I quickly stayed as busy as humanly possible because that's what everyone told me to do. And for the first 3 weeks post that, you're busy with funeral and you're busy with getting the money figured out and all the little things that go along with somebody passing away. And then you try to stay busy on top of that. So whether it's exercising or social activities or keeping up with people, all that hoo-ha, you just wear yourself out. You never give your mind and body and soul even time to rest. And so I did that for probably up through November-ish, and then I finally said, hey, enough is enough. October was brutal for me. And so I pulled back the social reins. I was extremely anxious when I was out in public. Social interactions were awkward, still are with some people, some places. And then I became really industrious overfocused at home, which is what I've been battling the last month or so. And part of it was the holidays and all the triggers and stress and just dark thoughts that had crept up. So I started just staying really busy at home, or intentfully distracting myself with hobbies like video games, or trying to do stuff around the house with the limited amount of focus and energy I've had. And then the last 2 weeks I've just been, going to tons of meetings, which isn't bad for my sobriety, but I've not been getting enough sleep. And when I don't get enough sleep, it exacerbates everything. I know this, yet I still disobey myself. And it's really frustrating because I took yesterday off of work. I took today off of work. It's 2018, I should be better. That's what I think in my mind. I hold myself to higher standards that I don't think are truly obtainable. And I haven't painted this room yet. It looks like straight garbage. This is something I've been meaning to do since last year. And I always focus on the negative. So, with that said, I have, like you all know, tried the ringer of medications. I was just prescribed gabapentin for anxiety management, and I realized after thinking long and hard about it, all the triggers, all the different events that have happened, friend committing suicide, the holidays, the new year, all the things I've been kind of struggling with, I realized, I probably don't need it. So I didn't take it. And so I'm still taking hydroxyzine, which is a histamine to, I don't want to say numb me out, but just chill, if that makes sense. It kind of works here and there, and I don't probably take it as consistently as I'm prescribed. And then I'm still on my Lamictal, which is technically an antipsychotic mood stabilizer. I'm not psychotic. I almost feel like it's sort of working, sort of not working, but I'm trying to get away from these meds. So that brings me to my next point. I was also prescribed a FDA-approved device, which I just got. It is called the Stim Aid, and this was $587. Insurance did not cover this. So this was all out of pocket for me, but I've used it in therapy extensively, and it seemed to work. You know, the whole premise behind it, as far as research shows, is that it's effective, more effective than like your benzodiazepines like Xanax and some of those other anti-anxiety medications. And so I am to use it, I think, for the next 6 to 8 weeks, every day for 40 minutes to an hour. And it's supposed to actually help treat trauma, anxiety, insomnia, which I've kind of been suffering from a little bit. Just it's overall to be, you know, a transition off of medications, hopefully. So the way it works, is it's this little medical device, and if you look at it, it kind of looks like something you would find like on a Goodwill shelf. And I say that because I don't think the construction is all that nice for $587. Granted, the way it works is so you put some little solution on these little things here. I believe they're like electrodes, and then you put it on the meatier part of your ear, kind of like this. And I've already done my therapy for today because I just was feeling ugh. And you turn it on, like so, set it to 60 minutes. Now there's an intensity meter. They recommend 4 or below for an hour, 4.5 for 30 minutes. And what it feels like is it's sending like a little, admittedly a little shock to your earlobe. And it's not as intense right now for me. Last night it actually hurt. So what it does is you'll feel this it's this bilateral stimulation of your brain stem, and it's to open, in trauma there's actually a part of your brain stem that becomes blocked chemically because of the overload of chemicals and different, you know, neurosignaling like dopamine, serotonin, all that shit doesn't work as it should. And this is hopefully supposed to open those pathways with bilateral neural stimulation. And you can actually watch, I believe there's a TED Talks on it. I'm actually curious why I'm not feeling this. Yeah. Anyways, I think there's a TED Talks on it, and it basically goes over how this thing works. So I'm only wearing it for the purpose of the video, but I'm actually going to turn it off. So this is kind of my day. I think I got it last Friday. So this is about a day 5 update, so just under a week. And I have to say, admittedly, I've been doing it in afternoons and evenings. And I was kind of told not to do that. I was kind of told to find what works. And I was admittedly very, very awakened by it. Not motivated, awakened. And I would say my symptoms don't seem to have improved at all. I think it's definitely early. They say the treatment period, by the end of it, you should be feeling better. So my plan is just kind of to do a 1 month update, a 2 month update, and so on, and see kind of where my symptoms lie. I'm gonna probably write and journal about it, just to kind of, you know, write what I feel isn't working, and kind of just give my personal experience on the Alpha Stim 8. So if you know anyone who's tried this, let me know in the comment section below. I've Googled or YouTubed it, and I did see quite a few people who have used it. Some with positive results, some with negative results. So it's just kind of where I'm at. I think there is this looming fear, anxiety, deep, dark grief that has roared its ugly head like it does, because February 5th is fast approaching, where the 4th, one life was lost, and the 5th, another life was lost. The soulmate, the wife, everything. And it's so easy to let that wave consume you, and I've learned to sort of let it consume me. Because if I don't, it just keeps riding, and it's like keeping, if you've ever seen Stranger Things or Stranger Things Season 2, when Will is like kind of keeping the darkness at bay, or at first, and then it sort of consumes him and starts affecting his life. It's almost like this weird, you know, alternate reasoning of that show. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel. If I just keep it at bay, it starts to eat at me, and inch by inch it gets to my mind, or it starts at my mind, it goes down and affects everything in my life, my relationships, my friendships, my physical activity, my eating, everything is affected. And so I expect everything to get better like that. And when it doesn't, I feel like I'm 2 steps forward, 4 steps back every couple weeks. So you do the math, that's 8 steps forward, 16 steps back. So I feel like I don't go anywhere. And so it's very hard for me to focus on the positives. Yes, I've lost a ton of weight. Yes, I've survived. Yes, I'm still sober. Yes, I still have a job. But it doesn't make anything really better for me when I look at it that way, because, I mean, to me, those are just things I've had to do to get by. And they're insignificant in a way because, like, I try to find every other reason that takes away from my intent and my diligence in getting to where I am today. So yeah, I came at you at a bad day. I really didn't want to set up the scene. I've switched some things around in the house. This is my old bedroom. This is the bedroom that I slept in with my beautiful wife. Actually, the bed was right here. 3.5 years, almost 4. Or was it 4? No, 3.5 years. And yeah, there's that memory, right? And so it pained me being in here and sleeping in here. I had to just switch things up. And so now, where you've seen me film videos before is my new bedroom. I try to not keep a TV in there, but sometimes it's just what I need. And again, trying to accomplish everything at once. So yeah, I appreciate everyone sticking around for the ride. I really, really hope that some new people find these videos and be able to provide that hope, light, strength to those who need it in my situation, that you can get through. And so I'm not on social media. It's day 17. I haven't been on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I've done a little Reddit just because I have some really cathartic threads on there, subreddits like grief, widowers, all that stuff. But other than that, I haven't felt the need to log in. I don't care about the Grow Through Grief Facebook, because if I don't do anything with it and if I don't pay to have it advertised, it gets no hits. And I don't do anything with it, so why would it get hits? So I urge you guys to just kind of share this channel with anyone who might be struggling. I want channel ideas on what people really, really want to see. I am so at a loss for what to make, and I hate making these updates, or what I feel are update videos. But I'll continue with the Alpha Stim Aid. I'll continue with kind of just journaling my thoughts, and I will try to capture some of the more off the top of my head moments that I'm having. So sort of a vlogging type atmosphere. So I really have wanted to do that. I just haven't. So I do appreciate all of you. I hope you all are having a fantastic new year. And with that, I'm out.